Hey, family. Kim Love Jones here, certified relationship coach. I just wanted to go live tonight. I wanted to talk about becoming a magnet for love. I think that this is so extremely important as it pertains to us being in the right mindset to receive the love that we say that we desire and we deserve, right? Um, Becoming a magnet for love is a real strategy. And I know that this is primarily for women, but can I tell you, let me take my gum out my mouth first because that's rude. And I don't want to do rude. I don't want to do rude, not tonight. But hold on, I'm going to share this in my group. Yeah, yeah, we going. So I'm sharing it there. But I wanted to tell you that some of the ways, although I'm really talking to my sisters tonight. I'm sure that my brothers can benefit from what I'm about to say. Because becoming a magnet for love requires a few things. It requires that you rewrite what you want your life to look like in your own mind's eye. It requires that you do some of the work that would attract the right people to you. Right. And so while I'm talking to my sisters and I'm going to dig in deep a little bit tonight, I just want to say, I had to fix my thing. I just want to say that I think that it is extremely, and I mean extremely important for us to take the vantage point that helps us to become a magnet for love. I want to say this. I want to say this before I begin. On March the 8th, I am having an in person Unlocking Your Love workshop at the Platter Deutsch restaurant in Franklin Square. It is a catering hall. There is no tickets out the door. VIP is over. We cannot do VIP anymore. I am excited and I cannot wait to see you all there. For all of you who have already purchased tickets, I am excited. There is limited seating available. I would love for you all to come. Whoever else wants to come, hit me up in my inbox. I'll send you the link. It is only no more VIP seating. It is only regular standard seating left, and that's $97. It's a full buffet lunch. It's going to be dope. It's for 4 hours from 12 to 4, right? At the Platter Douche. Um, hey, good evening, Nene. I see you watching, my love. I see you watching. I wish you could be here for that workshop, honey. It is going to be absolutely amazing. And I hope all is well with your mom. You know we praying, baby. You know we praying. You already know your sister's got your back. You know, but becoming a magnet for love, right? And I just want to be clear. I want to be abundantly clear, and share this video out if you're seeing it. Share this video out with your friends. Tag a friend in it because I'm telling you, I'm coming down through here tonight. But it requires that you become a magnet. I'm sorry, for you to rewrite the love story that you have in your own head, right? How do you see your life? I've had the privilege and the honor of talking to a lot of brothers in the last couple of weeks, right? And I've also had the privilege of talking to a lot of my sisters. Y'all know, although I'm keeping my head down and I'm working a lot, I am most definitely talking to my brothers and my sisters whenever I get a chance. And what I notice is I realize, in my heart of hearts, why so many people are struggling with having good relationships. And the number one reason is because of a negative mindset. And every relationship that they have is teetering in the balance because of the way that they think. And people don't realize this, that based on the way that you think, the way that you carry yourself, the things that you do, it definitely affects whether or not you are going to meet somebody that is amazing and wonderful. If you have a mindset that doubts that you have the capacity to be with somebody, Can I tell you that is the number one blocker of love for your life? That blocks love from entering in. You are only going to meet people, and I need to say this and I need to be clear. You are only going to meet people at the level that you believe people can love you, right? So if you meet somebody and you believe that that person does not love you in advance of you even meeting them, guess what that person is going to do? They are not going to love you. If you don't recreate and rewrite your story for the rest of your life, you are definitely not going to meet a person who has the capacity to hold you. It is what you believe about yourself and it is what you believe about others that dictates whether or not you are going to have a wonderful relationship or you're going to just meet somebody that's mediocre. I'm telling you right now. And when you change your mindset, you change the game. The reason why most people are not in healthy relationships right now is because of what they believe. It's not because the other person has necessarily done anything to start. It's because of what they believe is going to happen. And can I tell y'all that it starts off with sabotaging your own relationship, not because anybody else did anything, but because of what you believe. And if you believe something to not be true, or something to not be good, or you have the attitude, right? That everybody that you meet is not going to measure up. If you got stinking thinking, it's always going to lead you to not having great relationships. I promise. I promise. And I'm going to back that up as I go along. So I want y'all to rock with me. Hi, I see you watching. Say hello, say hello. I see you watching. I always talk about energy, right? I talk about energy because I know that it's the way that, when you go outside, and I'm not talking about the way you look, because I could walk outside, toe up from the floor up. I can, right? But becoming a magnet for love means that you have to shift your energy, right? And so when I say it is about the negative thinking, it is also about self-limiting beliefs. It's about what you tell yourself. It's about your experiences. And it's about how you're going to stop thinking this way and then turn around and say, you know what, I'm going to think positive thoughts and talk about being positive, talk about affirmations, speak well of yourself, and speak life in your life, right? And over your life, right? So the reason why this is problematic is because, again, from the top, if you don't believe that you're going to meet anybody good, then you are not going to meet anybody good, right? If you have self limiting beliefs and you think that people are, what's the word, all bad, everybody's a cheater, nobody can love you, every guy you meet is a dog, every girl you meet ain't, nothing, and blah, 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 you're going to continue to get more of the same. And so, what I'm talking about tonight is I'm talking about not only shifting your mindset. I'm not just talking about like, just trying to talk yourself into or out of something. I am talking about shifting your mindset so that you can receive what you know you deserve. You have to do away with the thought processes that say you're not enough. Because when you have that mindset, you will push people out and away from you inadvertently. You don't even understand how that negative thought is pushing people away from you. And so it is vitally important. Y'all say hello, say hello. I see you watching. Say hi. I know your mama taught y'all about coming up in people's house and not speaking. I know your mama taught you better than that. Come on now. Say hello. Y'all ain't right. Y'all is not right. But I'm up for it. But anyway, the reason why this is vitally important, y'all, is because we do not we no longer want to participate in our own self-sabotage. Those are the first two things that you have to do if you want to be successful in any area of your life. If you want healthy, if you want happy, then you got to change what you, hey, Reva, I see you, sis. Hi, my love. If you want healthy and you want happy, then you've got to start thinking healthy and happy. You got to begin to rewrite a new story for your life. Right? Nobody wants to die alone. Nobody wants to be by themselves for the rest of their lives. And especially people who are around our age. When you're younger, you're like, yeah, whatever. Yeah, I'll meet somebody, whatever. You make those choices and decisions then. But at this particular juncture in our lives, when we get to a certain age, and we're a little bit seasoned, we know what we want, right? We can't do anything in our lives that is contrary to what we say we want to have for our lives, right? And so this is important because a lot of times, you know how we do, y'all. You know how we do. We will talk ourselves into nonsense and out of something great if our mindset is not where it is supposed to be. So those are the three things. The fourth thing I would say to you is to begin to speak life over your life. That is an imperative. You've got to say, I am amazing. Good morning. Good evening, Mitch. I see you, sissy. I see you, my love. I love you, sis. You've got to start speaking life over your life and over your situation. If you begin to see every single thing as a problem, if everything is a problem, the problem is not that. The problem is not the problem. The problem is you and how you're looking at things. Because everything is not wrong with everybody all the time. Check your own temperature. Check what you're saying and what you're doing that's bringing about you finding issues with everything, right? I'm just being honest, right? Like, hi, Tina. I see. Oh, my God, my sissy. I haven't seen you in so long. How are you? It's good to see you, my love, right? So if you always complain, even about yourself, that's a problem. If you don't ever see yourself strong, if you don't ever see yourself beautiful, if you don't ever see yourself in the affirmative, seeing yourself like confidently, believing in your own power, believing that you are worthy, believing that you are enough, right? Because these are the things that are important. Like when you begin to see yourself strong and beautiful and whole and complete and worthy and see yourself like you are enough, it's a game changer. And I'm going to tell y'all something. I'm going to let y'all in on a little secret. And this is no joke. I'm going to let y'all in on a little secret right now. The only reason I begin to see myself the way that I see myself today is because I begin to see myself the way that God sees me with Christ. Because I can promise y'all, I did not always see myself as loving and kind or gracious or wonderful or amazing. But now that I have entered into covenant relationship as best as I know how to with God about my life, and when I begin, hey, baby, you're not watching the replay, you watching now. And I began to see myself the way that God sees me, it completely and totally became a game changer for me. Now there is a certain confidence that I have in myself that I didn't have before. I remember feeling like I wasn't enough. I remember not understanding my value and my worth. But when you begin to believe in yourself, things begin to shift for you. I'm going to circle back for 2 seconds because the other things that helped me to believe in myself, it was when I began to set boundaries around what I needed, and I held steadfast to those boundaries, and I would not compromise myself. When I began to change the standard by which I do business with any and everybody, that's when my life began to change. Check this out. It's threefold. When I began to honor what I needed for my life and stand in it, I began to feel better about who I was. Then the self-worth, the self-confidence came because my no meant no and my yes meant yes. And if I said no, I meant no, I cannot. Sometimes things was a maybe, and that means I need to think about it. And I would sit and process it and pray about a thing. And then whatever the answer was from that point, I would go along, whether it was a yes or a no. But I stood emphatically on what I said. And the more I began to honor what was true for me, what I needed, the more things began to work out in terms. I see you, Sakib. We'll talk later. So the idea is that if and in fact I am going to ask anybody to do anything or be anything for me, I first needed to be that for myself. And can I tell you that becoming a magnet for love, for people to be around you, people see you and they want you, right? Real talk. They see what's going on that's good in you, and they see that you honor yourself. And guess what they do? They come alongside you and they honor you too. So is that we're not rolling around in the mud with people who are not self-aware, self-conscious, who do not have the tools that they need, hear me when I tell you, to even be in your circumference. It is vitally important that you honor who you are and what you need and elevate the standard in your life in order to become a magnet for love. Because guess what it does? It sets an order in your life that whoever's in your life, they must treat you the way that you treat you or better. That then becomes a standard for living. You no longer entertain people who do not have their selves together. You just don't do it. And that's real talk. You just don't. With the elevation of your own consciousness, when you begin to honor yourself, when you begin to set boundaries, when you have a standard for your life, when you begin to stop with the self-limiting beliefs, when you change and shift your energy to speak to what you desire and what you deserve over and above the negative self-talk, when you begin to speak life to yourself, you begin as a natural effect, the vibration, the energy, everything, your spirit, your consciousness begins to elevate. And so while this is all biblical and I could back it up in the word of God, I mean, I could just give you one scripture: as a man thinketh, so is he. And that's real talk. So, what you believe and what you think about yourself and what you believe and what you think about others all shows up in our relationships. And if you want to have better relationships, there's a lot of things that have got to change. It was during the pandemic that I began to take really good care of myself. And the other thing is, I released a free ebook the other day, like a week ago, maybe, or a week and a half. I don't remember. I'll repost it because what it is, it's about a magnetic woman. It's a blueprint to getting the love that you deserve and desire. And while I'm talking to my sisters, my brothers also, they can use all of this for themselves. Real talk. Change your negative mindset, how you see women. Women change how you see men, right? Stop the shenanigans with the negative self-talk and the self-limiting beliefs, right? The other part of what I was about to tell you is during the pandemic, I got into some real heavy radical self-care. I mean, it wasn't like I didn't take long baths before. I did, but I started doing things that before the pandemic, I always thought that I was too busy to do. So I started, preparing and making my food. I would plate my food for myself. When you make your plate look pretty, I was always doing a skincare routine every morning. Like I wasn't going anywhere, y'all. None of us were. But I began to take care of my skin. I began to treat my hair. Like what I'm talking about is radical self-care. I can be honest with you all listening and tell y'all, I mean, this might sound real crazy, but I'm going to tell y'all this. I have this thing for pretty panties and bras, right? And I'm talking to my sisters. I just do. I have been dressing pretty to go to bed for about 25 years. When I get up in the morning, I put on the flyest thing I got in my drawer, and I'm still talking about the panty and bras. I don't do it for anybody else. I do it for me. Nobody else don't know what I got on. As far as they're concerned, I got on some bloomers. That's their business. All I'm telling you is I begin to do things that are for me and not because of anybody else. And I created in my life space for me to have the things that make me feel beautiful. I dress pretty every night. I promise y'all would think that I was in bed with somebody. No, I'm not. I am not. It's for me. And when I say radical self-care, I am telling you to take yourself to a 5-star Michelin restaurant, the top of the top. Treat yourself out. Take long baths. Do something to make yourself beautiful. I started watching YouTube videos to learn how to beat a face. And I wasn't going nowhere, but I was putting on makeup and doing my thing. The reason why I'm saying this, because some women don't wear makeup at all, and I'm not telling you to start. What I am saying to you is I went all in for me. I tried things I had never tried before. I had time to sit and write and journal and think about my feelings, the loss of my mom, my grieving. And I did all of those things and read books during the pandemic. And I'm telling you, and I did it before the pandemic, but I'm saying it was more during the pandemic when I had an opportunity to sit down and figure out once again, because we're constantly evolving, right? We are constantly evolving, right? To really, truly work on me. I want y'all to drop a 1 in the chat if y'all can identify with what I'm saying. Just drop a 1 in the chat if you can identify with what I'm saying. Taking care of yourself. Just drop a 1 for me. I don't see no one, so I don't know if y'all is identifying with me or not. Okay, there we go. There we go. Thank you. Thank you, sister. Thank you. Might be a little bit of a delay, right? But the other part of this, as I run back down, how do you talk to yourself every day? Rewriting your story for the rest of your life, taking away self-limiting beliefs, speaking life over your life, creating boundaries and standards for your life, and also cultivating radical self-care, right? There's another part to this. There is a part where I have literally written out my story, right? And I sit with my story every day, right? Um, I have it folded up. It's kind of raggedy because I wrote it a long time ago. And what I do is I sit with my story and I visualize what I want my life to look like. What does my relationship with my husband look like? Are we laughing? Are we joking? Are we listening to old school rap and dancing? Are we having fun? Are we on the beach having a cocktail? Are we having, me with my glass of wine if I'm gonna have anything, right? What does that look like? Visualizing what you want your life to look like is what is going to change your life, right? Because a lot of times we get so caught up, y'all. We can't visualize anything if we are caught up in the hustle and the bustle of our everyday. So sitting down and taking 5 minutes in the morning to read something about your life that you want to see happen, that you want to see projected in your life. Can I tell y'all what happens? I'm going to tell y'all. This is real talk. When you write down what you want to see in your life, right? Y'all know you can't have anything until you become that thing. So if you want love, you got to become love. And I really mean that. Can I tell y'all something? And this is crazy, but it's not. Every cell in your body, and anybody who's been in my Unlocking Your Love class knows this. Because when I be teaching, I be teaching. But every cell in your body begins to acquiesce to what it is that you say that you want. So when you're reading your story that you have written for your life, your body begins to literally quantum leap into your future. It's like when you read a book, right? And as you're reading the book, you literally can go to the setting in your mind's eye. You imagine it, right? I teach on quantum physics. I teach on quantum leaping. And so what you're literally doing when you're rereading the story of your life, or when you're writing the story of your life, right, is what you're doing is you're making manifest what you say that you want. But also what's happening simultaneously is that every cell in your body, every cell in your body begins to acquiesce to what you said you wanted. So not only are you mentally leaping into your future, your body is now, because of your mind, your body is now beginning to become the thing that you need to be in the future life that you're saying you want. I hope that made sense. Could y'all drop a 2 in the chat if that makes sense? Please. Drop a 2 in the chat if that makes sense. I'm waiting. If you continue to tell yourself these wonderful and amazing and powerful things about what it is that you want to see in your life, if you can imagine what your life is supposed to look like in the future, right? What begins to happen is called metamorpho. It's metamorphosis. You then begin to become, and I usually don't even go this deep or heavy on a Facebook Live. I don't. I teach it, but I don't talk about it on my Facebook Lives. This is why I do workshops to teach this, right? But when you really begin to understand how your physical body, because of your mind, begins to be transformed, it is called metamorphosis. And you literally begin to become what you've been praying for and about. Come on. I know y'all rocking with me. I know y'all rocking with me. So many people see the doom and the gloom. And even if someone good came into their lives, they would only operate at a base level because that's all that you require when you see doom and gloom. If a good person came into your life, they would realize shortly after meeting you and talking with you for any length of time, a couple of weeks, a couple of days, would realize that you don't, because of your thought process, they don't even have to matriculate up. They can come down to meet you if you don't have the right mindset. And they can stay right there with you because there is no requirement there. I hope y'all following me. I hope that y'all are following me. Because the importance in all of this is that in order for you to get to where it is that you want to be, you have to transform your mind. And when you then transform your mind, you stay in that frame of mind by writing down the vision, right? Writing the vision and making it plain. When you do that, your body begins to become. You have to stop cussing and fussing. You have to stop being negative because you're asking God to give you, through prayer, what it is you say you want. You've written your prayer down, write the vision and make it plain. You then begin, as a direct result of that, to be transformed both mentally, physically, and emotionally. It is vitally important to understand how what you do and what you say and how you live and the standard that you have for your life needs to acquiesce to what you say you want. Have you ever noticed that most people who are negative, contrary, loud, demeaning, and mean never have good things happen to them? That's a real question. Every day they got something going on and it's nothing that's positive, nice, and kind. It's because of the energy that they're putting out. It's because of their thought processes. It's because they don't understand that they are drawing to themselves everything that's happening to them. A lot of people don't realize that. You can be in a relationship with the dopest person that you ever think you ever gonna meet. And if they negative and they don't believe in you and them, it's not gonna work. And it's about being on the same page at the same time and helping each other up. But they have to at least be able to see through the lens that you see through. Because you can't, because it doesn't work, right? It doesn't work if you don't shift, if they don't shift, and if you don't shift, and the two of you shift together, right? Because some people are just so accustomed to being by themselves that even if somebody good came into their lives, they would still have this negative stinking thinking that doesn't align with being in a whole, beautiful, authentic, vulnerable, loving, kind relationship. Because sometimes they're stuck. And so you have to be the bright light. Sometimes you got to be the voice of reason. Sometimes you got to say, wait a minute, what are you doing? Like, don't do that. I'm here for you. Sometimes you have to encourage them to level up. And most people don't want to be bothered with all of that. I'm just saying. But I wanted to say this to y'all. This is the last thing I want to say. The last point I want to make. Have you ever noticed that when you're in a good relationship, and I know a lot of y'all have been in good relationships, whether it worked or it didn't at one point or another. And when you're in a really, really good relationship and you're feeling loved and you're feeling warm and fuzzy and pink and everything, do you realize that it's either feast or famine? Like when you get in a relationship, then you got 10 dudes trying to holler at you, but you already in a relationship, right? But when you're not in a relationship, you tend to not meet people as easily as you do when you're in one. You know why? Because when you are being loved, and I'm talking to my sisters, when you are being loved, your vibration rises, your elevation, you just and your energy and what you exude spiritually, it shifts. And that's real talk. And so people can feel that even when you minding your business. So you could be at the Walmart and ain't nothing changed. You got the same thing you had on 3 weeks ago before you met your boo thing. But this particular day, you in the Walmart, you minding your business, you just shopping, pushing your little cart. And I think we boycotting Walmart, but whatever, right? And you out and you doing whatever it is that you're doing, and people are looking at you like, why are they looking at me? What's going on? Well, God, like every time I turn around and they like, hi, like they can, like you a piece of steak or something, and you with the dessert, like a full course meal looking like a whole, what they say, looking like a whole snack. And it's like they looking at you like they could just, like how you doing? And they in your head so drawn to you. You ever notice that? It's either feast or famine. When you don't have nobody, it's a famine. As soon as you get somebody and you start feeling love, the energy shifts. You shift your whole entire, you be vibrating like way up here. Way up here. And because you vibrating so high, you just drawing people. You become a magnet. Well, the reason why I brought that up is because what you want to do is you want to replicate that energy. You want to replicate that energy. When I do this workshop on March the 8th, what I'm talking about is replicating that energy within you, whether you are in a relationship or not. If you're in a relationship, I want you to replicate that energy inside of your relationship and have that take your relationship further for you to become irresistible to the man that you deserve. So I'm telling y'all, on March the 8th, it's going all the way down. I've been sitting and I've been thinking that for a long time, I've been on Facebook and I've been going live and I've been really holding back. I don't know. Maybe it was a fear of some kind. Maybe I thought maybe I wouldn't be understood because sometimes I could be a little deep and a little heavy. But I don't mean to be, but I'm not going to be holding back on March the 8th. This workshop is going to be fire. And when I tell y'all I want to teach about the love blocks and the things that are stopping us from having the authentic relationship that we deserve, you want to become a magnet for love. But can I tell you that this particular thing that I'm going to be teaching transcends just romantic relationships. It makes you invaluable at work. It makes you have better relationships with your friends and your family. It helps you to identify who you are and what you need. This is what I'm teaching. If we are to matriculate upwards in 2025, one of the key things is that we let go of the same attitudes and things that were keeping us in bondage in all of the preceding years. If we are going to elevate and go to the next level, then it requires that we do things differently, because the things that we have been doing previously don't work, and they haven't worked for us in a very long time. So one of the first things that we have got to do is change our mindset. We have to rewrite in our mind's eye the story that we want to see happening for us in our lives. Can't stay here because it doesn't really genuinely work for us. It's something that we've been doing because it's familiar, but it doesn't take us higher. You understand? And if you want to go higher, you have got to make a sound decision that you're going to change the way that you have been doing business. And even if you're in a relationship, because married people come to my workshops too, and single men, and even though most of the time it's a lot of women, single men come too. And married couples come, because I talk about stuff and it's important. But it's going to be amazing, and I'm excited about this. I'm very excited, but when I think about it, becoming a magnet for love is not hard. The hardest part is getting you together. And all of a sudden, you will start to draw to yourself people that you never even imagined that you were drawing to yourself. And it doesn't mean that everybody is for you that is drawn to you either. It just simply means that, morphs even come to the light. It's a light that emanates and resonates to you and through you. And people can see it. People begin to see you, and they can feel you. They can feel your energy and how amazing and wonderful you are. And they can tell that you're not like everybody else. And can I consequently tell you this? It's a reason why a lot of women are not in relationships, whether they know it or not. It's a lot of reasons why women can get a man, but that man doesn't stay very long. And every woman is not ready to hear these truths. They're not. And because of that, some women don't want to hear what I have to say, because I'm probably harder on women than I am on men. Because I know that we hold the power. Because I know how strong we are and how powerful we are. And once I understood that foundationally, it's no turning back now, because I can't unknow what I know. But you've got to be willing to do what it takes. And consequently, 80% of the women who are not in relationships, and I really mean this, is at their own hand. And I'm not saying all women. Oh, last but not least, I forgot this part. Balancing the masculine and the feminine energy. We've got to know when to hold them and when to fold them. We've got to know when to say something and how to say something. We have to learn that when we are in relationship, how to balance our masculine and our feminine energy. That be's the problem for a lot of women, and they do not know that. Because every time you say something to them, they be like, oh no, da 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 da, because da 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 da. But even when I talk to them, because da 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 da, and I'm like, okay. I know all of y'all got that one friend that don't know how to shut up and pipe down and whatever, and that's just talking to you. Never mind talking to our man. We all got that one friend. We all got that one friend that you look and say, I know why they not in a relationship, even though you probably wouldn't say it to their face. Like, but you love them, but you be like, okay, sugar. You know, that kind of thing. You know, that's Kim. And I say, okay, sugar. And I don't say no more because I know they're not ready to hear it. Everybody's not ready to level up. And if you want your life to change, you've got to really want to do the work. And of course, not everybody wants to do the work. Not everybody believes the same, and it's okay. But if what you've been doing has not been working for you, and you're looking for a community of like-minded people who want to level up like you do, then you need to get in touch with me. You need to come to the workshop. If you can't do that, you need to set up something where we can have a conversation so that I can help you privately to get to where it is that you want to be. And I really mean that. Listen, I love y'all. Thanks for watching. And don't forget, watch me on Monday nights with the host of Protected Class, Mr. Najib Smith. I forgot what we're talking about this Monday coming up, but I'll probably be live this week again. So I really want y'all to come. The last day to get tickets is going to be Monday because I have to give a head count to the lady at the hall. So it is no tickets being sold at the door. But anyway, y'all share this video out. If you're watching it on the replay, #replay. Yeah, be a part of something, a community of people who are all in alignment with changing their lives. Listen, I love y'all like some cooked food. I promise y'all I do. Y'all have an awesome and amazing night. I'm going to go over to TikTok and I'm going live on the Tiki-Taki because I like Tiki-Taki. Y'all be blessed. I love